Hello, my name is Ryan Mattel, and this is our senior project. We are working with the College of Architecture and Environmental Design shops. This is the order in which we will discuss our report. Cal Poly's Learn by Doing culture fosters an environment that allows students to constantly be hands-on working on projects and assignments in labs, shops, and studios. Here on campus, there are many places for students to learn and actively operate machinery and tooling to create, design, and experiment. On campus, there are many different departments, colleges, and avenues for students to get their hands dirty and work directly with machinery and tools. The College of Architectural and Environmental Design has a very active student body, constantly operating machinery and tools in their shops. These students are encouraged to do so with proper safety and training. The Cal Poly shops across campus have many different ways of going about renting out tools, machinery, and training students. This report will discuss and analyze the possibility of implementing a new system within Cal Poly shops to help streamline and improve the current check-in, check-out systems for students. This will decrease time taken to complete this process and will keep accurate to-date records of all checked-out tooling, hence decreasing frequency of lost and stolen items within the Cal Poly College of Architecture and Environmental Design shops. The current state is a manual data entry system. There's a desk clerk that scans poly IDs and checks students and tools in and out. These clerks also need to do a background check to assure the student has the proper safety training. This system is not very secure due to the lax nature of the shop, and there's plenty of room for human error. There are also many inconsistencies across the system, as well as the other shops across campus that have their own integrated system. One of the major inconsistencies within the system consists of the varying traffic on the database. A lack of coordination between teachers assigning projects makes it hard to plan ahead for busy days in the shop. The database itself is also inconsistent and does not pair well with the other databases and shops these students utilize. The focus of our literature review was on the implementation of systems used by universities to manage technicalities of shops and other campus centers. Descriptions of these systems are often found in case studies about universities, recreation centers, libraries, and engineering shops. We also looked into information technology services at universities to receive a better understanding about how they work with the campus. We collected hard data regarding the quantity and the cost of each tool that has been misplaced or stolen since 2016, and have the transaction count on a daily basis. By extrapolating the transactions out to weekly and monthly numbers, we gained a sense of how inconsistent the traffic is on this system and the bandwidth that will be required. Some of the main drivers and justification to our possible solutions are as follows. We must always keep safety first. Safety is at the forefront of these shops and must be considered in every decision. Students are constantly handling and operating dangerous tools and must be properly trained to do so. A solution must reduce the amount of tools lost or stolen. As previously stated, we have the data to prove that this is in fact a problem in the College of Architectural and Environmental Design shops. There are three main deliverables that we agreed on with our project sponsor. The first was to design a solution that includes an ability to document a student's training qualifications. The next was to allow the system to automatically check tools in and out to keep track of tooling and machinery that is rented out by qualified students. The last portion of our design was to ensure all of these functionalities could be integrated with the swipe of a poly card to log a student in, and a scan of a barcode to associate a tool. As we looked further into these deliverables, we broke them into two categories, must-haves and nice-to-haves. The required or must-haves are the previously stated functionalities that allow for students to check in and out using their poly card. A few nice-to-haves include an easy interface and integration, as well as the ability to reserve items online. One option would be to keep the current system the way it is and continue with FileMaker Pro. Another option would be to outsource an integrated system such as Web Checkout, Connect2, or Innsoft Fusion. Each of these systems have been either successfully implemented on Cal Poly's campus or been talked about within the CAED shop. We decided to focus on Microsoft Access based on experience and cost analysis of the system. We have the capability to internally configure a database with similar functionalities to be utilized by the CAED shops. As it stands, the shop has a polycard scanner and a barcode scanner. This opens the door for a possible upgrade to our proposed access system, with a more automated input of data as opposed to the manual input that will be seen in the following demo.
This is a demonstration of how our Access database works. For this demonstration, I want to see if Musty the Mustang is in the system. In this case, he is not, so I'm going to add him to the database. I'm going to put his Cal Poly email, his first name, his last name, and then press Add Student to Database. This would be the interface that shop employees work with. Now I want to verify some safety training for Musty. Now that he is in the database, when we search for him, he will come up. After clicking on his name, we can verify that he has completed Machine 2 and Machine 4 training. Next, the employee will check out a tool for Musty. After clicking Checkout, he searches based off of barcode. In this case, he wants to check out Hammer 6. The employee will enter his first name, last name, Cal Poly email, and then click Checkout. After he checks out the hammer, Hammer 6 will be removed from the list of available items that can be checked out. After he is done with the tool, an employee will check the tool back in. He will search again by the barcode and it will come up that Hammer 6 is attached to Musty's name. You can also search based on Cal Poly email. After the tool is selected, it can be checked back in. When we look at the list of available items, Hammer 6 will again come up as an item that can be checked out.
For this project, we use many industrial engineering tools that we have learned from these courses to assist us in completing this project. Student safety cannot be quantified to a dollar amount. However, this still holds a lot of weight in supporting the validity of this project. Lost and stolen tools make up a large portion of the financial loss in the CAED shops. Within the last year alone, almost 350 different tools have been reported lost or stolen. These tools range from $5 safety goggles to hundreds of dollars for air compressors and drills. With data provided by the CAED support team, we were able to create an estimated range of lost dollars due to these lost and stolen items. The estimated loss at its most conservative amount comes in just below $6,000 in the last year. Depending on the retail prices and where these items are being purchased, this value can increase to above $10,000. Another monetary issue that required attention is the underutilization of qualified employees or red shirts. These red shirts are trained to help on the shop floor, operating machinery and teaching students how to properly use the equipment. With that being said, these same red shirts are being paid to take care of the check-in and check-out duties of tooling as well. This takes them away from the job they should be doing and wastes the valuable resource that is their skill on the shop floor. We've recorded time studies in an hour's time, and red shirts were in the check-in, check-out area for only 50% of the time. To provide more detail on the economic analysis of these various options, there are a few pertinent numbers to address. Sadly, because of the poor system in place, there are not many exact numbers to use as a comparison to the current process. However, the lost tooling costs due to FileMaker are expected to cut by 50% if the new system is implemented. Both an outsourced system as well as Microsoft Access will employ a drastically stronger database with detailed records on each transaction. This would allow the shop to enforce more reprimandations to those that do not return tooling. This is expected to cut down costs on yearly lost tools to $3,000. The issue with this prediction is that the necessity for a barcode or number system. It has been discussed that for the improvement to be made, there must be a time spent over summer to immediately implement a barcode system to specify each tool from one another. Once the system is in place, the strength of the proposed database will come into full effect. With that being said, the expected payback period for an Access database will be almost immediate. With the exception of a short adjustment and training period, tools are expected to be returned properly twice as often. When creating this database, several secondary impacts were taken into account. The first impact we looked at was ethical. With FileMaker Pro in place as the main check-in, check-out system, there's no way to track each student checked out which tool. This new barcode will be able to track each tool and attach it to the student's name, leading to less lost or stolen items. Societal impacts were also looked at. It can be unsafe if students use tools or machines that they are not qualified for. The new database system would allow for easy access to seeing which tool or machine each individual student is qualified to use. Lastly, we looked at organizational impacts. This new database consists of every element needed for employees to look at or refer to when working with students. We have decided that the optimal solution for the CAED shops would be to implement the Microsoft Access database that we have created. This database is designed specifically for the shop and the employees that will be controlling it. This system costs nearly nothing to implement and can complete any task FileMaker performs. Access also has the capability to use a barcode system, which will drive down the cost of lost or stolen items, as well as processing time. ROI will be quite high for this proposal due to the almost obsolete investment costs and large savings in recovered tooling. One of the components the system does lack is the ability to make online reservations. InnoSoft Fusion has this capability, but the excessive cost is not worth the reward. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.